This is the DRIFT.SLIDE electric bike. Just taking a quick look at it, you can tell this thing means business. It's got that moped-style vibe, big 20-inch fat tires, and a really sturdy-looking high-carbon steel frame. The whole bike is mostly matte black and looks pretty sleek, and I'll be honest, when I first saw it out of the box, I thought it'd be too bulky for me to handle. I had some doubts, but after spending a few weeks with this thing, there's a lot I want to share, from how it feels to ride it, to what really stood out to me, and a couple of things to keep in mind if you're thinking about picking one up yourself. Let's talk about my experience unpacking it. Out of the box, the DRIFT.SLIDE is about 90% pre-assembled, which helped calm my nerves, but there were still a few things that took a little effort. Aligning the brakes and getting the derailleur dialed in took me a bit, but if you're patient, have basic tools, and maybe throw on a YouTube video, you should be fine. This bike isn't light. It weighs just under 100 pounds. So moving it around my garage took a little muscle, but that's part of what makes it feel so planted. In my opinion, once the final pieces are together, it's solid, and you don't get any rattling or loose parts. Key features you'll notice right away. This fat tire e-bike comes with a 1500-watt peak power brushless motor hidden in the rear hub. That means you get some real torque and speed. When I fired it up for the first time, I was honestly surprised by how quick it got up to speed. On a flat stretch, I saw it hit almost 30 miles per hour, and that's just straight up. Twist the throttle and go. I definitely recommend wearing a helmet if you're planning on exploring the top speed, because this bike pulls hard and feels a bit like a small motorcycle, especially with the moped-style design. The battery sits in the middle of the frame with a locking mechanism, and it's removable. For me, this is huge. If you live in a place where you can't bring your bike inside, you just pop the battery off and charge it indoors. The battery is 48 volts, 20.8 hours, and gives you somewhere between 30 and 70 miles, depending on how much power assist you use. Just cruising in full electric mode with no pedaling, I was getting close to 30 miles. But if I used pedal assist and took it easy, I got way more range. The recharge time is about 6 to 7 hours for a full charge, so I plugged it in overnight, and it was good to go each morning. What really sets this bike apart for me is those fat tires. They're about 4 inches wide, and seriously change how the bike handles rough ground. I took it on grass, gravel, sandy trails, and even some pretty muddy paths after it rained, and the bike just rolled over everything. I can see this being perfect for someone who doesn't want to stick to just paved roads. You can take it out to the park, down a dirt path, or even just explore around your neighborhood without worrying about wiping out if you hit a patch of slick ground. I'll admit, the first couple times I took it off-road, I was a little cautious, but the suspension and tires took most of the bumps out, and I never felt like I was going to tip. From my experience, the dual suspension setup, front and rear, makes this ride way smoother than a regular hardtail bike, especially if you hit curbs or root-covered trails. I did notice the front suspension can bottom out if you hit something really hard, so if you're a heavier rider or plan on sending it over jumps, you might want to see if it can be adjusted a bit firmer. For normal use though, it's more than enough to keep things comfortable, and the wide seat helps too. The digital display is easy to read and gives you your speed, trip info, battery level, what gear you're in, and which mode you're riding in. You get 3 modes: pure electric, pedal assist, and pedal only. If you're new to e-bikes, pure electric is just using the throttle and letting the bike do all the work. Pedal assist gives you an extra boost as you pedal, and pedal only works just like a regular bike with no help from the motor. Most of the time I just left it in pedal assist. Makes it feel like you have super strong legs without draining the battery too fast. Safety-wise, this bike doesn't cut corners. The headlight and rear brake light come on when you activate the bike, and they're super bright, which is great because I usually end up riding home after sunset. The dual disc brakes, front and rear, are strong and stop the bike fast, even when it's wet out. I always felt in control, which is a big deal at higher speeds. From my experience, the fat tires also give you so much more grip if you hit a patch of loose gravel or take it off a curb. I use the DRIFT.SLIDE for both fun and daily errands. It can haul up to 300 pounds, so even with a backpack full of groceries, I never really noticed the extra weight slowing me down. I'd recommend this for adults who want a mix of adventure and practicality. Whether you're commuting to work, running around your city, or just trying to make your weekends more fun. The bike is also pretty easy to get on and off, which was important to me since I'm not super tall. It's designed for riders from about 5'4" up to about 6'4", so unless you're unusually short or tall, it should fit you just fine. The overall build feels premium, and the black finish doesn't seem to scuff up easily. After a few weeks of road dust, splashing through puddles and bouncing over rocks, it still cleans up and looks almost new. The poly seat is more comfortable than it looks, which surprised me, and the handlebars are easy to grip, even if you ride for a couple of hours at a stretch. There's enough features here that make it feel more like a little electric moped than a traditional bicycle. If I had to mention any drawbacks, the biggest one is the weight and size. The DRIFT.SLIDE is not exactly easy to pick up and carry upstairs, so if you live in a third-floor walk-up, you might have a hard time storing it or moving it around. It also takes up quite a bit of space in my garage. You're trading convenience for durability and comfort here, so just make sure you've got a spot to store it. Assembly was mostly straightforward, but adjusting the brakes was a bit finicky, though nothing that couldn't be solved with a quick look at the manual or a how-to video. In conclusion, I think the DRIFT.SLIDE electric bike is perfect for adults like me, who want a solid, powerful electric bike that can handle a wide range of terrain and riding styles. If you're new to e-bikes and want something reliable, fun, and built to last, it's a great pick. The fat tires, long battery life, and sturdy design make it stand out, especially for anyone who doesn't want to stick to just riding on the street. Whether you need something to cruise around town, tackle a weekend adventure, or just get out for some fresh air, this bike does it all in style. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the DRIFT.SLIDE electric bike.